Hi, everyone. Coach Megan here, and welcome to this episode of the podcast. Today, you're going to be learning my exact morning mastery framework that has helped me not only make hundreds of thousands of dollars, but also streamline my productivity. Yes, even with ADHD, I'm going to help you so much to work on a framework, because we are all about simple frameworks here, that will help you to prioritize your day and work on that dopamine fix as well. So let's dive right into this week's episode.
Welcome to the Powerhouse Podcast, hosted by sisters, former Miss Nebraskas, and a Miss Nebraska USA, and expert coaches Allie Swanson Mancuso and Megan Swanson Rhodes. Every Tuesday, we bring you a life-changing, challenging, and activating episode to help high-achieving women win their pageants, massively transform their mindsets, and dominate all aspects of life, including elements both inside and what most consider traditionally as areas outside of pageantry. Allie and Megan coach high-achieving women in all 50 states and beyond, and live to see women conquer their dreams. If you're not already part of our Powerhouse Club, join the fastest-growing group of winning pageant queens on the planet, linked in the show notes every single week. Now, let's get on to this week's episode.
Hello, everyone. So again, today we're going to be talking about the Morning Mastery Framework. This is something that we teach all of our academy clients. If you are not in the academy yet, what are you doing? It is the best place on earth, the highest level coaching taught by an executive coach and a life coach, as well as two previous pageant women who have competed both at several national pageants. So if you are not in the academy yet, shameless plug, you can set up a strategy call at the link below, and we will get you hooked up with that. We only take 20 people per cohort. So we just finished our October cohort. We're going to be letting a next group in November, and then you'll have to wait all the way till January to get in. So make sure you do not wait. Book a strategy call. Join Pageant Winner Secrets, our free Facebook group. I do a masterclass every single month for free. Last month, we had hundreds of people join our paperwork masterclass, and it was so good and so valuable. I am literally putting it into our training in the academy that girls pay a lot of money for, because it was so valuable, and I'm giving that away to you for free every single month, that level of coaching. So very excited to dive into the Morning Mastery Framework. If you are not watching us on YouTube yet, please go to Powerhouse Pageantry on YouTube, because specifically today it is very, very visual. I'm going to walk you guys through exactly a large portion of my vision map, which is what I call it. So there are a few main components of our Morning Mastery Framework. And at first, I'm going to show you guys my slides and kind of walk you through the major parts of this first. Okay, so here is the Morning Mastery Framework. Super excited to share this with you guys. Again, this is what I use every single day with my clients. Also, isn't this such a cute graphic? Like, imagine waking up in the morning, getting your routine on, all that good stuff. So first and foremost, I want to go over the categories of this, okay, which is why this is super helpful to be watching on YouTube. Again, just type in Powerhouse Pageantry and this will come up. So first of all, we're doing a 6-month projection. So this is what is the Morning Mastery Framework? It's something that we read over our life. It takes about 5 to 15 minutes every morning. And we do that very purposely. Let me see my next slide here. I forget if it's after this or before this. Yeah. Okay. So I'll talk about that in a second. But there are 7 major areas. There are 9 bubbles, obviously, here. And the purpose is for this to be a fun time of visualizing, which is easier for some of you and harder for some of you. If you're a visionary like me, that's very easy because your brain naturally thinks in the future. For more integrator or operator types, if you are more detail oriented and literal, then this is probably naturally a little bit harder for you, but that's a good thing, because this is good to stretch you and to think of your future self. We always want to be operating from a sense that we've already accomplished our goals, and from a positioning of future self. It is one of our key mental frameworks that we teach all of our clients. And as you guys know, we are all about simple mental models to help you get from A to B, whether it's in your business, whether it's in your pageant experience. And a lot of that is being able to know where we're going in the future first and foremost. Okay. So it's a document that you read over your life every single day. Obviously, I can't give you the exact every single detail of exactly what I do. You'll have to join the academy to get that, but I am going to get you guys started where you can do this on your own. And if you are in the academy, literally I update mine every 3 to 6 months, and my academy girls literally read exactly A to Z what I am speaking over my life, which is kind of cool. Then they're aligned with their coach, and they really see what I'm believing for, and they get to see me navigate that process and practice what I preach, which is cool. So again, a 6-month projection. Why a 6-month projection? And you'll see what I mean here in a second, because it's a little hard for the brain to conceptualize longer than that. As you guys have heard me say before, actually, the brain has a hard time conceptualizing longer than like 90 days. But 6 months, you can kind of forecast, and it's a stretch on purpose of like, okay, where would I like to be? And how do I get there, basically? So we're going to work backwards. Anything longer than that, like let's say that you are a business owner and you make 20K or you make 50K a year, you're a college student and you make 10K a year, right? If you're like, I'm going to be a millionaire, and you write that down, no matter how many times you affirm yourself, your brain's going to be like, like not true. It's too far out. So we want something to be attainable in the next 6 months. Okay. This will help your brain to not immediately reject what we're talking about. So the different areas are areas of your life, which we do a little bit differently, but basically you can use the 7F framework that we talk about. A day in your life, which you'll read over and you're like, this is the way that I want my life to feel. You write out a vision board, rules for life principles, theater of the mind, affirmations, and make sure that you're having fun while you do it. Okay. So I'm going to go backwards a bit and then we'll go into the next one. So I call this Wake, Pray, Slay. I literally have a place on my calendar at 5:30 or 6:30 every single day. And this is when I spend my first 15 minutes and I read over my morning mastery framework. This is where I wake up. My husband takes a cold shower every day. I am working on that. You guys can pray for me because I cannot motivate myself to do it because I hate it so much. But it is really, really, really a great way, 20, 30 seconds in the shower to wake your body up. It's super good for your immune system, your adrenals, everything. Then I go into my time of prayer. I turn on my Bible app and I listen and I read my Bible. I usually read one spiritual book as well as one business book every day. I also read at night. Yes, I read a lot. Leaders are readers. And I promise you, it will accelerate you into your next season 100%. So I pray, I spend time with God. Sometimes I'll go on a walk then and I spend time with the Lord, or I'll go to the gym and I do that. And I actively pray out loud and then I get ready to slay. So my biggest thing, that I hear a lot of my clients struggle with, I was actually just on a call with a client earlier today, is once you start putting dopamine before your eyes, so that's email, Instagram, social media of any kind, you can pretty much kiss your morning routine goodbye. And I'm just being real with you guys because I see this happening over and over and over and over and over, where people, especially millennials and Gen Zers, of whom I coach a lot, they're like, well, I just don't have enough time for things. I guarantee you, if I lived in your shoes for a week, I would get 5 times more done than you've ever gotten done in your life. And I don't say that in like an egotistical way. I say that in a way of where I'm running 3 businesses and a co-owner in 2 other businesses. And I have to get a lot done. I'm also a wife. I need to clean my house. I travel a lot. I speak at events, I sing at events, things like that. And we don't even have a house manager like for our family yet, which is a huge goal of Landon and I's. We'd eventually love to have like a personal house manager that helps with household tasks, travel planning, and keeping our life together, and things like sorting through our mail and all this. And that might sound really silly, but it's funny. My assistant, who does some of that right now, was laughing. And just the other day, she's like, I really judge people who had house assistants and things like that growing up, or had people help them with errands or laundry or whatever. And now she was sitting helping me with some wedding thank yous a couple months ago. And she was like, you need this. And she was like, you need me. Like, oh my gosh, your life is insane. And I was like, yep, welcome to the family, And she was like, this is really cool. Like, I actually feel like I'm really helping you. And I was like, yeah. But anyways, so the slay part of this, why this is really important is because do not look at social media until you have done your morning routine. I promise you, if you are struggling with productivity, it is probably a dopamine problem, which means it's probably a phone problem. So slay is kind of the intermingling of how we can get from spiritual meditation time into, okay, it's time to work. It's time to go to class. It's time to get stuff done, So the morning mastery framework comes in this third bubble here, and it enables you to have a work day startup routine. Okay. So let's go through the different categories. Again, join the academy if you want to dive deep into this and be the most productive you've ever been. This is why we give you guys frameworks for your mindset, for your branding, for your social media, for your onstage question, for your interview, for even your personal branding, like your styling and the elements that you choose for competition. Having frameworks for things all starts with belief in yourself, knowledge of yourself, which might sound really esoteric, but like legit, you guys, it's if you know yourself, you can make quicker decisions, you can be more efficient, you can be more productive, you can do all these things. That's why we start there. And I believe that we have the best training in the world of pageantry when it comes to that, hands down. And if you can find better training, let me know, because I probably want to learn from them. Okay. So the first thing that it starts off with is areas of life. So we can use the 7F framework, which is faith, family, friendship, fun, finance, fitness, and you can use future, focus, or field. Okay. So we go over and you mark out basically, I am a blank. My life looks like this. I work out maybe fitness. I work out 5 days a week. I'm at 18% body fat and I eat healthy meals and I retain that body fat without having to count my macros, right? You set constraints for each of your areas of life. Fun, family, focus. Maybe you and your significant other have a date night every week. Maybe you make sure that you get coffee with a friend once a week because you're in a really busy season and you have school 24/7 and all these different things. So it's making sure that you are activating all of those areas of life. That's part one. I can go into way more detail, but again, join the academy and you'll learn this. So next part is going to be a day in my life. So a day in my life is, how do you wake up? How do you go through the day? How does the day feel? So is it stress-free? Is it full of peace? Is it full of interactions with people that you love? Is it at a job that you love? Is it with a person that you love? Is it at a school that you love? So basically it's a document that you follow along and you write out exactly how you'd like a day in your life to feel. The next part of this is a vision board. So I choose about 9 or 10 pictures that fit on a Google Doc. And again, I use the 7F framework to go through different areas of my life to be able to understand what I'm pulling towards in the future. By the way, going back to areas of life, you're writing that from a perspective, again, a reminder of 6 months in the future. You're not writing what is true today. You're writing what you'd like it to look like 6 months in the future for all of this. So vision board, again, 6 months in the future. Do you want to be out of debt? Do you want to be making a certain amount of income? Do you want to have a certain amount of sponsors? Do you want to have made all the primary decisions for your pageant prep? What do you want that to be? Rules for life next. I just went back. So rules for life next are going to be standards that you set for yourself. I encourage no more than 5, max, maybe 7. These are things that you live by. So this could be, I get 8 hours of sleep every night. I at least read my Bible 4 days out of the 7 days out of the week, or I exercise 4 out of the 7 days of the week. There are constraints and rules that you set for your life to encourage you in who you want to become in the future. Next, we have principles. So these are similar, but they're more like phrases, quotes, Bible verses, things like that you live by, that you want to make sure keep you in the integrity and the authenticity of who you are as a person. Next is theater of the mind. This is the hardest part for people because it forces you to look into the past and be proud of yourself for your accomplishments. So you'll actually list out a bunch of the things that you're proud of in your life. And then again, you're reciting this and you're going over this every single day, which is really, really powerful because a lot of times high achievers are terrible at patting themselves on the back because we're so future oriented. Next, we have affirmations. Affirmations are things that you will read over yourself every single day. I have 4 pages of them. And a lot of my clients copy them specifically because they're in like 8-point font. And no, I do not read over them every single day. I'll read portions of them. I'll go through, a half page a day for 8 days and rotate through, or I'll kind of pick through what speaks to me in the moment. But if you want the number one way to rewire your mind for success and really start to take action in alignment with who you want to be in the next 6 months, then this is the way to do it. So I hope you enjoyed this training this week. Share this with a friend that you want to be more productive. Join the academy. We'd love to have you. We only have 1 more class left for this year, and make sure you're part of Pageant Winner Secrets so you can get masterclasses like this in the future. All right, y'all, that's it for this week. I will see you next week. Bye, y'all.
Thanks so much for for listening to this episode. This is Coach Megan, and I just wanted to say it is 2023 in terms of the next pageant season, and we have so many new things going on at Powerhouse. We have a new brand, we have new logos, we have a new website, we have new resources for you, so make sure that you click the link below. If you are not already part of the Powerhouse Club, figure out how you can save $300 per month and $700 overall by joining the best world-class pageant training in the world you cannot get anywhere else. Intrigued? Click the link below, and we can't wait to see you. Thanks for listening to this episode, and we will see you next week.